Next term, which is very important in the negotiable instrument, that is the holder in due course. Section 9 of Negotiable Instrument Act explains the holder in due course. The holder in due course have many features similar to the term of the holder. He is the person, holder in due course is a person who has obtained the possession of a negotiable instrument for some consideration in good faith. That means, along with the features of the holder in due course, in extra of that, should get that negotiable instrument for consideration and in good faith. And when the holder in due course receives this negotiable instrument, he should not have any knowledge, any notice of the defect in the title of the person from whom he has taken it. That means, if the holder of the instrument has any kind of defect in the title of the negotiable instrument, that fact should not be known to the holder in due course. So in case of bearer instruments, a person who has acquired the possession for consideration before the amount mentioned in it became payable becomes the holder in due course. The other important thing to be noticed here, that the possession of the instrument should be taken before the maturity date. And in case of order instruments, a person who became the payee or endorsee of this instrument before the amount mentioned in it became payable. That means, in case of bearer who has the possession, in case of order instrument to whom the instrument is being endorsed or is being transferred, becomes the holder in due course according to section 9 of Negotiable Instrument Act. So there are a few essentials of a person claiming to be a holder in due course. That means, if we consider a person as a holder in due course, there are few essential conditions which must be fulfilled before that. One, the person must have acquired the possession of the instrument for valuable consideration. That means, some kind of consideration must have been paid to get that negotiable instrument. And person must have obtained the possession before the amount mentioned therein become payable. As I have already told, that if any instrument is being transferred before the maturity of that negotiable instrument, only then the person who holds it can be known as a holder in due course. Any negotiable transferred after the maturity date would not be a valid transfer. The person has taken the delivery of the instrument in good faith, and he should not have any knowledge about any defect in the title of the person involved. Next is, the instrument should be complete on face of it. That means, all the formalities regarding the negotiable instrument, for example, the name of the drawer, name of the drawee, the date, the stamp, the signs, the certain amount, everything should be mentioned on the face of the negotiable instrument. So, next we are going to discuss the qualification of a holder in due course. First is the he must be a holder. Holder means he should have the possession of the instrument and it should be at his own name. If the possession is there but the ownership is not there, that means the instrument is not at his own name. This is not a valid qualification to become a holder in due course. And he must have got the legal title of that negotiable instrument, means he should be legally owner of legally owner of the negotiable instrument. And this transfer, this endorsement must be done with the purpose to recover the amount from the parties liable to pay that particular amount mentioned in that negotiable instrument. Next is the he must be a holder for valuable consideration. So the holder in due course must be the holder for valuable consideration. That means consideration need not to be adequate. It is required that consideration must be there, but consideration need not to be adequate. Let's say an example, right? If a car is being car value with value of rupees 1 lakh is being sold for only rupees 10,000. So this would be considered as a valid consideration. No doubt the consideration is not adequate, but the presence of consideration makes it valid. So any instrument acquired by way of gift is not a holder in due course. That means without consideration, a contract, a negotiable instrument cannot be a valid negotiable instrument, or it cannot be held by the holder in due course. And the consideration paid must be the lawful consideration. Let's say an example, suppose the consideration is paid to kill a person. So here the object of the consideration paid is totally unlawful. So this type of consideration paid would not be considered as valid. So that means, in short, we must say that the holder in due course must be holder for valuable consideration for the for anything which is lawful. Next is, he must have become holder of negotiable instrument before its maturity. Once the maturity date has come, when the maturity date has arrived, so no such negotiable instrument can be transferred and and nobody cannot be a holder in due course. But this is possible only with single exception, that is in the case of the accommodation bills. So next is, he must take the negotiable instrument complete and regular on the face of it. So when a negotiable instrument is being transferred or endorsed to the other person, it becomes the duty of the person holder in due course to check that, to examine that, is the form complete, is all the content of the negotiable instruments are thoroughly complete on its face or not, and if any kind of material alteration is there, so is that material alteration being signed by the drawer of the instrument or the maker of the instrument. So if the signatures are not there, any cutting is there, so it cannot be treated as a valid negotiable instrument, and the person holding it cannot be considered to be qualified for holder in due course. Next is, he must have become holder in good faith. When the holder in due course has taken the negotiable instrument, it is normally presumed that he has taken all the necessary precautions in finding the transferor's good title. So if he has used his great care and taken all the precautions, and he don't have any knowledge about the defective title of the transferor, then the person who holds the negotiable instrument, is the holder in due course. Next is, he must take the instrument without any negligence on his part. Means if the person while taking the negotiable instrument has totally ignored the things which are visibly clear, so the person cannot be a true holder in due course. Let's see the example. When any person takes a bill which has been torn and pieces pasted together, so at least if the tear appears to show an intention to cancel it without inquiry, he is not a holder in due course. That means it was very much clear on the face of the bill of exchange that it was intentionally torn into the pieces, then it was pasted. The intention to torn was to cancel the bill of exchange. So that means this type of negligence, if is being done by the holder in due course, so he would not be treated as a holder in due course. So all above are the qualifications for a holder in due course.